All right. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome back to another Checo Forex live stream. I hope everybody's having a fantastic week, had a fantastic day, and yeah, today NFP Friday, NFP Friday, gang. So let's dive in and take a look at where we are on the charts here and see what the next setup is going to be. All right. So on NAS, we do have NFP, man. I think this thing is gonna rip up, but let me just do our markups and our top-down analysis here. So we're on the Nasdaq on the 4-hour time frame, and we're currently trading at this high here, this peak, this resistance here. We have rejected from. Now we came up and we just broke above it. So this thing is looking bullish, and our next target is probably gonna be the all-time highs. All right. So all-time highs are right here at this wick. So I think we're gonna come up and fill this range, probably even break and make a new all-time high today. We did gap up here at Asia, very small gap, but we did gap up here. But let's see. This thing is looking extremely bullish right now. It's wow. Yeah, so off the 4-hour, you see how we broke out, came down, made the bottom wick, took out the highs, and this thing is still running. So I believe we're gonna start running up here. Let's take a look at the 1-hour. And let's do this top down real quick here. Same level here. Yeah, this on the one. Let me just delete this. So I'm gonna get the peak on the 1-hour here. Yeah, and pretty much, yeah. Yeah, so we got this level right here. This is the on the 1-hour is slightly lower. Um, but this is where we peaked here on this top here, and then we dropped from here. But this time, you know, didn't reject, so we got a clear breakout here. Look at this. So we got this candle that broke through, closed above, right? Next candle came down. We kind of made a bottom wick here, but closed bearish. Now this candle came down, retested, and now we're flying up here. So my guess is at the break of these highs here, we might continue to drive up here. Um, I might be considering these buys here, gang. What's our next target? I'm gonna do this off the 1-hour. I want to have the next target, right? So you go over to the left. Yeah, our target will probably be this high up here. Where is it? Yeah, right there. About 23,919, 920. Yeah, that's a nice move up here, gang. You know what? You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna take this on a one lot here. All right, I got in on a buy here on the Nasdaq. 4-hour and 1-hour, we got breakouts here. So I'm getting in here and I'm taking it up to the top here. That's gonna be my trade. Stop loss are gonna be below this 1-hour low right here, and we're targeting the top of the range. So we'll go with that. Let's see what happens. See over here. Set the stop losses. Take profits up here. I know my TP is gonna be up there. So let me see. Stop loss gonna be below that wick there. So I'll say 23. I'll do 685. I just want to have it below that low there. This is, all right. I hate the delay here, Trade Locker. It's brutal, but I like using Trade Locker, but sometimes here on the laptop it's extremely slow. It's terrible. So bear with me, gang. But you know, trade is in there. Let me just set this up here. It's not a short, it's a long. My fault. Picked the wrong one here. All right, that's our trade on the NASDAQ here. And let's see what happens here. I'm gonna jump into gold in a second. Just just get the exact entry here. Forgot what it was. 23,740. Oh, 43.8. 43.84. All right. That's the trade down the NASDAQ. You guys can jot the numbers down here. All right. Now let's wait on it. Once we're kind of breaking out here, then we're kind of, as long as we remain above here, we should pop off here. We do have news NFP coming out at 8:30, so I think it's, you know, skyrocket the market back up. But we have our stops below this low here. That's why I set it down here. If we flip and break these lows, then yeah, I'd rather get stopped out there because it might want to come down and fill this gap and all this other stuff. So let's see what happens here. We remain above, we should start pumping up here. All right. Let's take a look at gold real quick. All right, let's take a look at gold here. Let's look at the. Let me actually. I'll do an analysis of the daily time frame. Super slow, gang. Super slow. Oh man, I gotta this weekend. I'm gonna see if I can figure out how to look at this. Gotta figure out how to fix this issue, man. This thing has such a bad delay that my trading view, for some reason, it's having issues with it. I can't get it to you know function. All right, so I just want to point something out that I noticed here. We caught part of this move on the way up, earlier in the week and late last week. But look at this run up. But I want to show you guys something. So we had, let me just draw this up here. All right. So the exception of that right there. All right. So I want you to notice how we had this major resistance here. Look at that. Fail to break, tap, tap, tap. So, we kept getting rejected from this area. But what I want you to notice is how we were making like these lower highs and higher lows on the way down. So for example, here, this area when we got rejected, we came down and made this low here. Came back up, retested, failed to break. When we came down, we made a higher low. Then we come up and retested. When we came down, we made a higher low. We failed to break that low right here, right? Then come back up, right? Came down, made a higher low. And then after that, we broke out. So, when you have that kind of trend, right? Kind of like something like this, right? This. Oh, dragged it back down. We just put it right below that low right there. All right, perfect. So we kind of made this uptrend line here, this up ascending, like higher lows and higher lows and higher lows, and then we finally just broke out of this level. Look at that closure right there, and then boom, we just popped off. So logically, for me, I mean, look, we do have news today, but when I see things like this, what I would expect, for example, would be a retest, right? So we'll retest this level here and then continue, right? So we need some sort of correction all the way up. Let's do it. There we go, right? That's kind of what I'm expecting here. So it's possible. I know previous day closed bearish, but we did wick back up. So this thing, might continue from here. But at some point, whether we pop up a little bit more, I'm expecting a retest of this broken level. This level was a very strong resistance, now turned support, but we have not retested after we broke out. So I'm expecting this retest, right? The market's going to correct to this move up, and then we should pop off. So that's the idea on the daily time frame. It's a higher time frame analysis. So at some point, we might even inch up a little bit more, make a new all-time high here. But we're going to start rolling over eventually, and we have to come down and retest. But I think that retest is going to probably halt here. If anything, it might come in, right, and make a lower, higher low right here. See this low? You might come up to here, right, or to the trend line, and then after that, then we'll probably move up, right? So it might look something like that as well. But this is the first level of support that we're going to run into, and then potentially this upper trend line here. So that's more or less what I'm expecting. All right, let me get rid of this here. I'm gonna All right, let's look over to the 4 hour. Take a look at what that's doing right now. All right, so this is the 4 hour time frame here. Let's take a look. So as you notice on the 4 hour, we did make a bit of a correction and we swept these lows here, but failed to continue. Right now, we just broke back above it. So we have a new support, right? That was formed on the 4 hour. So we have that level right there, and then we have our highs, right? That's the high right there. I get it. This thing lagging. No, there we go. All right. Yeah, so we're kind of inside this range here on the 4 hour time frame. I mean, this could have been the high here. This could be some sort of a flag, a pattern, or a correction to this downward move, and then we're gonna roll over and come back down, or maybe retest and pop off, or come up and reject from here and come down. So there's a lot of options and scenarios that we have, but as long as we're inside this range on the 4 hour, it could be a little difficult to take an entry here. We either move up or move down. So I wouldn't consider a position based on the 4 hour from where it's trading now. I would need a breakout of this low or breakout of that high, right? But on the smaller time frame, sometimes we can find an entry, and catching a move to the top of the range or the bottom of the range is not something that I would be against. I wouldn't mind doing taking a look at something like that. So see on the 1 hour, yeah, we're just look at the 1 hour. It's just like kind of very choppy here, very choppy. Yeah, it would have to be. Yeah, it would have to be a break of this high for me, or a break of the low. Mm, yeah, right then. Yeah. So we're in that range on the 1 hour here. So I gotta see what it's gonna move up or gonna move down. That's that's the only thing I would say about that when it comes to gold. So yeah, so for now, I don't really see anything on gold that I'm comfortable trading right now. Yes, it's literally right in the middle of the range here. So we got to see. Are we going to come up and break out, retest and reject? And then when we see a confirmed rejection, we can take the play back down and fill the range at the bottom, and we're good with that. Or vice versa, it'll come down and then reject from here and come back up or break out. So yeah, for now we wait on gold, and let's just stick to the Nasdaq. We have an open trade here. I'm expecting a continuation to the upside on the Nasdaq here, and let's see. We'll leave it there, and we'll wait. Yeah, let's see how this is looking. All right, so yeah, we got a retest here. So you see how we broke out. Now that last candle, now the new 1 hour candle has its bottom wick here, and we should pop off here. All right. So this is where we are, gang. We got to buy on NAS. We're right at break even. So if you just tuned in, you have an opportunity to get in. You know, you probably get a little slightly better entry too. I'm a slight drawdown about a pip or two. So let's see if this thing starts to rip up here. All right, gang. So yeah, let's see. Let's see what happens. Again, my stop loss is just below this 1 hour low here. This red wick here. I put it just below that there. And then yeah, I'm expecting when this thing starts pushing up, once we re-break this high made here after the breakout, we should see something continuing up here. So that'll be good. You know, we'll keep this on a short leash. You know, once we start pumping up, we should be in solid profits. Yeah, I'm in with a one lot here, so you know, it won't take long for me to see solid profits. So I'll be, you know, taking partials, going break even rather quickly here. So yeah, gang. Let's wait on it, right? We got big news at 8:30. If this thing starts to rip up before news, I mean, I'll be securing profits and locking it in and letting the rest run if I take partial. So, yeah, gang. Like I said, I'm in slight drawdown, probably half a pip here. It's right at about our entry here. So, if you're just tuning in, you got time to jump in. So, let's see. All right, gang. So yeah, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go grab some coffee, kind of get a couple of things done here, and this trade is running here. So I'll be, excuse me, I'll be back on in a few minutes. All right, just hang in there. the hell happened to my candles here? Okay. What in the world? Let me see if I can refresh the chart. Give me 1 second, gang. Let me see if I can. Chart man. Reload chart. Yeah, I'm reloading the chart here, gang. This thing is acting funny. Oh, there we go. All right, we got everything back. This trade locker thing acts crazy sometimes. Get down or something. How can I drag this down now? Yeah, man, I'm having a lot of technical difficulties, man. I'm gonna try to work on this, gang. I apologize. Um, the top here is still loading here, so let me give it some time. I don't know what it is with this thing, but as much as I love Trade Locker, it's just not panning out here. Yeah, look at this. Won't let me drag my chart down here. Maybe I can fix this. Candles came back, but then this thing is not. There it goes. I think I saw it there finally. There we go. All right, let's see. All right, much better there. All right. Yeah, we're pulling back a little bit here. We're running up nicely in profit, but a little bit of a pullback here. No big deal. 730. Let's see. Let's let it run here. Yeah, we should see some volume soon. All right. Okay, just patiently waiting here. Patiently waiting. Let's see, we're gonna get a continuation up here. Let's see if there's any kind of resistance to the left here that we're not seeing. So yeah, we're breaking above this wick here. Nothing much till up here. Yeah, I think I'm gonna draw a line there. Right at this level right here. Yeah. All right. We're taking it to the top here, but right here, I'll be looking to take partials there. Yeah, that's the goal. See what happens here. Just a reminder, we do have major news coming out 8:30 Eastern time this morning. That's the NFP, the non-farm payrolls data. So I'm expecting that to impact the market a lot. So yeah, we should expect some high volatility. Right around that 8 o'clock hour, probably 8:20 minutes before. We should see the market start moving. My guess is we're gonna go up, but right, the market does what it needs to do. So we're in this trade. We have our risk is already managed here. This is our stops below these wicks here, and whether it pulls down or pulls up, it's all in the hands of probability, right? We traded the breakout, right? So on the 4 hour, you saw my analysis earlier, we got the breakout. On the 1 hour here, we got the breakout, the retest, and then we got in. And now we're waiting for this to continue up. Now, if this thing decides to flip and come back into the range here, then yeah, we'll manage risk and we'll see what happens. Yeah, right now we're trading right around break even, so we're waiting for that move up, that push up here. All right, we got 5 minutes to this 1 hour closure here. Let's see if we remain above that support there. Oh, okay. Hey, look, this candle's looking to flip here with 2 minute. Wow. Let's see. Wow, that bearish flip on the 1 hour here. I'll pull up a little bit here. Wow. But we might still remain above. We'll wait and see. It's pulling back up a little bit, but this closure is key here with 1 minute left. All right. I'll tell you what, gang. If we'll see if this thing pulls up. If this thing pulls up and we go into some profit here, I'm gonna close early. But if we flip and break this low, I'm jumping out. I'm not. I'm gonna jump out early here. This closure back below in the range, bearish flip. This thing flips bearish, I'm closing and I'll cut my losses. All right, gang. Let's just see if we get a further push up, at least to bring us into some profit, or is it gonna flip and take us out here? I'll flip bearish, I'll close. Yeah, it's trying to push up here. I didn't like this hammer candle here. This current 1 hour, no bottom wick. This could be just a top wick to flip and continue down. So if we're almost at break even here, if we can come up and just kind of go into some profit here, I'll close. Might even get something out of it here, but once we go into some profit, I'm definitely gonna close this out and stay out till noon. So yeah, let's see if we can pull up a little bit more, just a little bit more. Let's see if we get that here. Yeah, right, just below our entry here. So we're only down about 4 pips or so. It's right there at break even here. I just want to see if we can slightly push up, maybe even try to grab this wick of anything. But once we go into some profit here, I'll probably just close and avoid a loss here. But if this candle does come down and flip bearish, the minute it flips bearish, I'll probably be closing like right. As a matter of fact, I'll probably yeah, I'll just do it manually. But yeah, I'm probably looking to close if we do flip bearish on this candle. But if this thing starts to drive, we got a chance to still get something out of it. But it's 8:05 here. Yeah, look at that. We're almost back in profit here. Yeah, this thing could still move up, but the fact that this candle flipped bearish and this candle has no bottom wick, there you go. Look at that, 129. Oh, we're in profit, dude. Yeah, we're in light profit there. All right, gang, I closed there. 36 bucks in profit. All right, I'm out. I'm out of this trade, gang. Regardless if it moves up, if it runs up, whatever, I'm gonna just let it go. I'll look for opportunities later, but definitely be off stream. So yeah, no loss on this trade. Once it popped back up here, I close right there, and we're good. We're good. I'm out. You know, no bottom wick here. Bearish flip on the previous 1 hour that closed below the broken level, so it's hard for me to stay in it. I would need further confirmation, and also we got news in about 23 minutes anyway, so yeah, that's now starting to ride up. Interesting. If you guys are in it and you're holding it, just be careful because again, the way the candles printed here, not comfortable with it. And then again, we had news. I wanted to see if we would start running up before news, maybe up until this point. We would have gone break even, taken partials, and then we would have held the runner during news, whether it would have spiked it up or pulled it back down. We wouldn't have any risk on the trade. But look, it's starting to flip back down here. Yeah, but I closed right on time there, so avoided a loss here, gang, today. And we'll wait. Let's wait till after news, gang. So if you are gonna keep trading today, just keep in mind, don't over risk, don't over trade, and yeah, just wait for news to come out, if anything. So, all right, gang, that's all I got today. I thought we would get more volume to move up before news, but we didn't get that today. So, but again, avoided a loss here. Pulled down here, closed below. Candle came up, no bottom wick. Now it came up right into our profit level. We've closed with profit, and now it's flipping. Look at this. This thing might flip, make this bottom wick, and continue to drive down. So, yeah. All right, we got out right on time. Gave us enough of a top wick to get out of the trade. So that was good. All right, gang. That's all I got for today. And I hope everybody has a great weekend. And for my platform members, we will be trading the New York session. Just gonna wait on news to come out here. Let's see if news is gonna rip us up this way, all new all-time highs, or is it gonna flip, come down, maybe even fill this gap, then go up? We'll see what happens. But for now, we'll stay out. We got the breakout, the retest, and then this candle had us in profit for a while. Then look at that. Before it closed, it flipped bearish, closed bearish. Next candle, no bottom wick. Yeah, that's all a recipe for potential push down here. Unless news rips it up. That's all it is. But as far as price action, this thing is expected to make a top wick here and eventually flip to make a bottom wick and continue down here. So yeah, we're staying out of that. All right, gang. Everybody have a beautiful and blessed day. And, I'll be seeing you guys next weekend, or next week, I should say. All right. Have a good one, guys. Peace out.